So is there any place for the government in this corporate battle? Before we get to our panel, let's go straight across to Salman Khurshid, Minister for Corporate Affairs, who's our newsmaker tonight. Salman Khurshid, to you, first off, Anil Ambani's reconciliation attempt quotes the Prime Minister talking about how the brothers should come together in national interest. But my question to you is, should the government, should the Prime Minister, should any of you have any place in this battle?
Well, I think the government has made it very clear that the government doesn't have a view. But there are individuals in government who can, after all, they are human beings. And they have seen this family grow in a remarkable way and contribute to India's growth in a remarkable way as captains of industry. And I think there would definitely be some personal sentiment which could be expressed from time to time, but government doesn't take a view beyond the line ministry that's concerned about the legal implications of any decision that the court take vis-a-vis what their responsibilities are.
But Mr. Khurshid, Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee has gone on record actually to say that the dispute is even impacting the markets. Do you accept that this is something that impacts national interest or the economic interests of India?
Well, you see, the question of any damage will arise if there is a conclusive final decision of the highest court of the land that for some reason hasn't addressed all the concerns, and there is no reason to believe that that is the case. The Supreme Court is still to hear the matter. Whatever the legal, moral implications are, the court will handle it, and I'm quite sure that the court is just as well placed as anybody else to come to a sensible, balanced reasoning and a conclusion.
But many would say that the government is now already a respondent in the gas war case. The government had to amend its own petition. Initially, it was appearing as a respondent to the entire dispute. How do you respond to Amar Singh's charge that essentially this is a government that's batting for Mukesh Ambani?
Government's not batting for anyone. But, you know, there will be a position that the government takes vis-a-vis its own interest. And there might be convergence. Somebody else might benefit from that position. Somebody else might agree with that position. Someone might disagree with that position. But you can't, work the logic backwards and say because this decision seems to be favoring so-and-so or in the interest of so-and-so, therefore it must have been a motivated decision. The government just takes an objective, independent decision entirely based on its own responsibilities.
Let me give you another view. You're a lawyer, so you'll get this argument. Many people are arguing that there is a sanctity of a private contract and the government meddling is breaking that contract.
Well, see, let's be very clear. We begin with something that is in the public realm, whether it is spectrum or it is gas or it's oil, for that matter, if it's commonly held land, forests, etc. It's basically the government on behalf of the people of India who own it. And the government can't use everything itself, and certainly is not advised anymore to use everything itself. So it gives it out to individuals, companies, groups of people to manage, to create a product, to create a productive asset out of it. Now, on what terms and basis government agrees, the law is very clear. The systems are very clear. We can go wrong, and periodically we go wrong, and we are immediately told by the courts that you've got to correct your position.
All right, that's an admission of sorts. But your oil regulator, V.K. Sibal, is now talking about his life being in danger. Isn't this dispute now entering the realm of the bizarre? And as a minister, doesn't it upset you?
Well, not just as a minister, as an average Indian, as someone who feels for what is happening in the country.
Tuba.com